Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. But often in our lives, we can't get around to take care of the funeral after the death of a loved one. Especially in this situation, it is difficult to deal with organizational measures. A bereavement is a strenuous challenge, especially for those responsible. So what to do next? The preparation of a funeral is a complex procedure. Religion, in particular, has a decisive influence on the process of burial. Country and culture-wise, laws can vary crucially. In 2018, the majority of the German population followed the Christian burial culture. With a few exceptions, there is a cemetery obligation in the federal states. During the organizational procedure after a bereavement, certain time slots must be taken into account. In the first 72 hours, important documents must be obtained. These documents include the identity card, birth, and death certificate of the deceased. Depending on the marital status, marriage and death certificates of the partner as well as a divorce decree may also be required. In addition, it must be checked whether the deceased has taken care of a funeral cost insurance. Furthermore, the digital accounts should not be forgotten. Then, the funeral parlor is contacted to discuss further steps. They will support the planning of the funeral and help the mourning person organizationally as well as emotionally. When feeling desperate and unable to cope with the situation, it is no shame to seek help. Nobody has to deal with these circumstances on their own. Pastors or the funeral director themselves, as well as one's family and friends, can provide support. The funeral director is a service provider who, among many other activities, buries a deceased person in the cemetery. His or her other tasks include dealing with formalities, such as the cancellation of insurance policies, and the handling of organizational aspects related to burial and memorial ceremony. During the consultation, details of the implementation and organizational design are discussed. It should be clarified where and how the funeral takes place. The wishes of the deceased should be included in the planning process, provided that he or she has noted them in his or her will or funeral decree. To sum it up, the procedure differs according to culture and religion. Cemetery obligation in Germany applies. Immediately after the death, the funeral parlor has to be contacted. The required documents should be collected before the consultation. Funeral cost insurance can be helpful. The organization of the funeral and the memorial ceremony, considering a possible funeral decree, is discussed with the funeral director. The most important thing, however, is to take enough time to cope with one's own grief and to find one's individual way of dealing with it.